You don't wanna ride the bus like this, never knowing who to trust like this. You don't wanna be stuck up on that stage singing, stuck up on that stage singing.
What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon, Lifestyles Defined. Welcome to another episode of AMA. How this works: you leave your question in the comment section down below, and we will answer it in upcoming videos. So today's question comes from viewer Dennis Padres, and he asks, "Hi Ramon, nice video." Thank you, sir. Do you think Microsoft's decision to scrap Project Astoria for Android is a good idea? So let's look back. Part of the Windows 10 drumbeat and really Microsoft getting it together one more time for Windows Phone is these two very interesting angles that they chose to attack the application problem on Windows Phone. So one of the two was to essentially offer tools for developers to take their existing iOS code and just copy and paste it in the SDK, and about 90% of it will work. And you have things like API handoff. So if an application had an API call for Siri, instead of Siri, when you port it over, it'll now give a call for Cortana, stuff like that. And they had another solution, which was I forgot what the iOS one was called. They had another solution, which was the Astoria, which is what Dennis is asking about here. So what this did was it had the ability to take entire Android APKs, which is an entire Android app, and that's what that package is called, an APK, and just run it natively. And I thought this was dope. Now, to do this, some of the earlier builds of Windows phones and even Windows 10, Windows 10 Mobile and Windows 10, they found subsets of Android in there, and that's how they were doing it. They were pretty much emulating Android and as a wrapper and allowing the app to run. Now, the Android was notably my least favorite of the two. Reason being, if you look at what BlackBerry was doing with the APKs, they were doing essentially the same thing. They allowed you to go out and get whatever APK you want and sideload it on the phone, and it was a mess. I mean, things worked, yes, but applications were calling for things that weren't there. When an application was updated, you now had to go search for that APK. It was a mess. It was not an elegant thing. And when I think Windows 10 Mobile, I think of elegance. I think it's lacking in the areas that we beat to death here, but it's still a very uniform experience that's very pleasing. And I thought that running that APK was not something I would have wanted to see there. And let's face it, if I had to choose between Android, the exact same app, let's pick Instagram. If I had to choose between the Instagram app for Windows Mobile or Windows 10 Mobile coming from the iOS code or an Android APK, I'm going with the code every time, because I know it's a much cleaner development process, or if there is a development process as opposed to just that package. And I just don't trust Android. I mean, Android right now is the wild, wild west, and there's virus programs come a dime a dozen, and there's all type of malware. People can't open links from the goddamn text message. It's a mess. Let's leave that shit over there. So I think it was the right idea to sort of cancel it, because you already had one that was a better solution. And I get it. You know, I could see the whiteboard. I could see the meeting where these guys sat down and say, how do we fix this? Well, why don't we just run iOS or Android apps? Okay, well, which one? I don't know, do both, right? And then they go out and they do both, and then you got to slim it down. You got to have one, because when you present this as a viable option to developers, you don't want to confuse anyone. And I would also like to mention that iOS gets a lot of the better apps. The apps just run better natively. The apps come out usually first. Like, a lot of dope stuff gets launched on iOS. Still to this day, it's a practice. It annoys the shit out of me. But yeah, I think choosing the iOS was a good sound decision, especially from a development stance. And I think it was the right idea to kill the Android stem of that project, because it just isn't needed. So thank you for your question. Leave your comments below, as stated earlier, and we will get to them in upcoming videos. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Lets us know you're listening. My name is Ramon. I'm out of here. Peace. Quick note before I get out of here. Lifestyles Defined is coming up on our 4th year in existence in April. And we always celebrate by having a party, because there's a lot of people involved and a lot of hard work. And there's so many levels to this, right? Even if you talk about ignorant gamers and how we have a very good presence on Instagram and blah, blah, blah. A lot of you guys already know the spiel. Now, we went ahead and had a design, or I came up with a design actually, for what I'm calling the LD Love Collection. You should see that right now. You can get the link on the website. When you hit the website, it's at the top right. You can get it on our Facebook page. You can get it on our Instagram. Twitter, not so much. Twitter moves a mile a minute. So the idea here is a lot of the profit from these t-shirts, these hoodies, if you think it's dope enough, and we'd be honored if you do think it's dope enough and something you would actually wear, it goes toward not the party but the general maintenance of the channel. And we've been fighting to get our budget up and get our resources together so we can get more things, more phones to review, tablets, laptops, all of that stuff. So this is us putting stuff in motion, and we would really appreciate your support. And the way you do so is by heading to the link and checking out the merch and letting me know if you like it, and hit that buy button if you really like it. And even if you don't like it, just leave a comment below. Let us know how you feel about it. If any feedback you have on it, any things you would like us to do in the future, any ideas you got. Dopeness. I'm out of here. Peace.
From the deep forest into the sun.